We're thinking about wisdom this week. Last Sunday, our sermon was on Proverbs 31, the woman who is excellent. She's valiant. She's beautiful. And I wonder if you think about this. What has moved you so much so that you took a moment, you paused, and you thought, wow. For me, it would be a moment in the mountains when I've just come up over a rise and I see the beautiful span of the horizon, and I can see mountains forever. I can see it in my mind still. That was a moment where I just stopped. I was in awe of the beauty and the grandeur, the size of God's world. And it brought me to a moment where I in a sense, I worshiped. I wondered, what is beyond this? Who created this? How does it hold together? I wonder if you've had a moment like this, maybe a child being born, or maybe you were at even a concert or a football game where 50,000 people are all in one moment together and they're in awe, maybe of the song or the play or the moment. And I think that's helpful for us when we ask the question, what is wisdom? How do we gain wisdom? How do we know a little bit more clearly not just wisdom, but what's behind that wisdom? What is the wisdom of God? And we saw that last weekend in Proverbs chapter 31, the woman who was the excellent woman, the valiant woman. The very last couple of verses say this: charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. It's interesting for us in this moment because beauty really is something that we worship. We're in awe of it, and I think that's what I want to point out today. I want to communicate to my own heart as well, and that is that in this particular verse, the woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. You may know that in Proverbs chapter 1, the beginning of wisdom is what? It is the fear of the Lord. And in Isaiah, another book in the Bible, chapter 6. Isaiah is standing in what he thinks to be the throne room, and he is just so afraid. When an angel appears in the Bible, sometimes most of the time, the very first words out of the angel's mouths, don't be afraid. Why? We're in awe. A good translation and an understanding of these moments in Scripture would be something like that moment that you thought about when you were just simply in awe. Your life, your entire being paused for a moment, and you were afraid. You were awestruck. You were frozen by the moment. What does it mean to be wise? What does it mean to seek the wisdom of the Lord? It means to put Him in a place where you say, "I'm in awe of you. My life has paused. I'm going to remember this moment forever because I've come to a place where I can worship the Lord." Now, the problem is that most of our lives, we don't have those moments and we don't remember God in a way like that. But the wisdom of the Lord, in fact, the beginning of wisdom, it starts with fearing the Lord, putting Him in a place where we worship Him. And this is such a great place for us to find common ground with our neighbors, because everybody wants to know wisdom. Everybody wants to make the right decisions at the right time and be blessed, be happy, be living a fulfilling life. And where do we as Christians, as people who believe in Jesus, find that wisdom? It's in the person of Christ. And so we can rejoice and even take joy in pursuing wisdom alongside our neighbors, because we know that the one who is wisdom is Christ Himself. And the beginning of wisdom for us and for the entire world is fearing the Lord. And so as people see what is good and right and prosperous even more and more, they'll more and more see the person of Jesus. So how do we do that today? We read His Scripture. We seek Him to know His person more, and we can do that in all kinds of different ways, but the best is to read Scripture. Be blessed today by your reading of the Word.